Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Speak English with Joe. Do you know when to use could have and should have? These phrases are often misused, but in this lesson, I will show you the simple way to get them right every time. If you enjoy learning grammar tips like this, then make sure to subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon for more lessons every week. Let's get started. Both could have and should have refer to past events, but their meanings are different. Could have is used to talk about missed opportunities or possibilities that did not happen, while should have expresses regret or obligation, something you wish had been done differently. Now that we have an overview of could have and should have, let's dive deeper into these phrases. Could have refers to something that was possible in the past but did not happen. It has the structure could have followed by past participle. For example, I could have gone to the party, but I didn't. Could have in this sentence shows that there was a possibility of going to the party, but the speaker chose not to go. 2. She could have taken the bus, but she decided to walk. Could have in this sentence reveals that taking the bus was an option, but she chose to walk instead. Now that we understand the structure of could have, let's look at some common contexts where could have is frequently used. 1. When talking about something that was possible but didn't happen. For example, we could have traveled this summer, but we didn't have enough money. So you see, traveling was an option, but it didn't happen because of lack of money. 2. When imagining different outcomes. For example, we could have caught the train if we had left earlier. This refers to imagining an alternative outcome, which is catching the train if a different action had been taken, which is leaving earlier. Now that we have understanding of could have, let's shift to should have. Should have is used to talk about things that didn't happen, but they were necessary or the right thing to do. It often reflects regret or a recommendation after the fact. It has a structure should have followed by past participle. For example, I should have studied harder for the exam. Should have in this sentence shows that the speaker regrets not studying enough and acknowledges that studying harder would have been the better choice. 2. She should have apologized sooner. Should have in this sentence means that there is a sense of regret or missed obligation, indicating that apologizing earlier would have been the right thing to do. Just like could have, should have also has some specific situations where it's commonly used. Let's check those out. 1. When expressing regret for not doing something. For example, I should have called you earlier. Should have in this sentence expresses regret about not calling earlier, indicating that the speaker now realizes it would have been better to do so. 2. When talking about obligations that were missed. For example, he should have finished his homework before playing video games. Should have in this sentence expresses missed obligation, meaning the homework was something that he was supposed to do, but he didn't fulfill that obligation. Now, let's look at some common mistakes people make with could have and should have, and how to avoid them. 1. Using could have when should have is more appropriate. For example, I could have studied harder. That is incorrect in this context because the speaker is likely expressing regret for not doing something. Therefore, the correct sentence should be, I should have studied harder. 2. Confusing should have with must have. For example, I should have been tired after the run. That is incorrect because should have is used when expressing regret for not doing something, or when talking about obligations that were missed, while must have is used when making a logical conclusion about a past event. In this context, must have is more appropriate because the speaker is making a logical conclusion about being tired after the run. Hence, the correct sentence should be, I must have been tired after the run. Now you know the key difference between could have and should have. Remember, could have is for missed opportunities, while should have is for expressing regret or missed obligations. Let's put your knowledge to the test with this quick quiz. Please try it and leave your answers in the comment section. If this lesson helped clear things up, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to this channel for more English tips every week. Thanks so much for watching, and see you again in the next lesson. Goodbye.